So very clearly for early stage life sciences and pharmaceutical startups, there is still a shortage of capital in the space and in the system. Now the situation has improved over the last few years, also as a function of a better regulatory environment. Certain rules have been coming towards biotech companies in terms of fast track and shorter terms for review times at the EMEA, following the rules of the breakthrough designation labels in the US. So clearly the regulatory situation has improved over the last few years. As a result of that, more capital has come towards early stage startups in Europe. Still, the situation is not good enough. We see this because when we finance startup companies as a venture capital firm and we wish to syndicate with other co-investors as we move forward with the company, we often find difficulties in finding co-investors. So there is not enough capital supply for the industry, and that is a problem that it's clearly a problem that we have today. It's probably going to get smoother a little bit over the years or in the near-term future, but clearly that is something which differentiates very much for the moment the European funding scene from an American-centric funding scene. And of course, I'm talking really from a Eurocentric perspective. So very clearly, in general, these kind of initiatives, and I must say that I'm really impressed by the quality of these initiatives. We're just after a session where there were way too many questions, a lot of activity from the audience, so it's really very exciting. So a kind of initiative like GAP can have a very important impact in terms of shaping the knowledge that these future entrepreneurs really can have about the space. I really like the question about the New Zealand. I assume you heard the New Zealand proximity question. How can we create an ecosystem in New Zealand, which is, of course, remote from where the current venture capital source, the classical ones, are available? So that is a great question because really enables these young potential future leaders to really think strategically long-term, not just how they can individually be successful, but how can they create a system that should be successful. And I think that is a big differentiator between potential leaders and individual successful business people, people that really think beyond their own specific selfish outcomes, which of course you need to do also, it's very fair, but they think really as a system. And those are the kind of questions that are very exciting because it shows that people think as a system. A couple of key pieces of advice, what I think are key pieces of advice, because I really notice that oftentimes that is really what doesn't work. First of all, as we have heard earlier today, very clearly it's important to understand which kind of venture or financing source really matches best the business model, the business idea, the opportunity that as an entrepreneur you are focusing on. Venture capital, grants, crowdsourcing, they are all suited for a different purpose. So first of all, really understand which one is the right source. But then the most important key of advice that I really feel I want to give to the entrepreneurs is really, once you've decided that venture capital is your ideal source of financing, you should not choose the venture capital firm among all the many that are available to you. You should not choose on the basis of terms, valuation, term sheet, hard facts, because those terms are irrelevant. When you're starting a company, probably there is a period of 5 to 10 years before there will be an outcome. In those 5 to 10 years, so many things change structurally around the company that those terms that you negotiated on year one are absolutely the least relevant things to how you're going to shape up the company. The single most important thing that should really drive the choice of the venture capital partner is really, of these 3 venture capitalists that are offering me term sheets, which one is the one that I would really like to work with? The one that I can trust, the one that will not turn on me on the basis of documents that, of course, can be turned around in 1 minute. Because once venture capital gets into a company to back an entrepreneur, of course, the balance of power, so to speak, shifts in favor of the venture capitalist who has 100% of the financing capability of the company. So of course, if the entrepreneur and the venture capitalist disagree on a specific matter that has to be decided for the near-term future of the company, who will drive the decision-making will be the source of capital. And so on that basis, choosing a venture capital partner on the basis of a term sheet, evaluation, which is usually what entrepreneurs look at, is really very short-term minded decision making. You should rather choose on the basis of the fit and the trust with the person.